Hey, it's showtime. Oh my goodness. I am so pumped. Welcome to September of 2020. What? Oh, 2/3 of the year is wrapped up already. Oh my goodness. Like the craziest year ever, nonetheless. But I am so excited to really be kicking off this month. We've got the new day and time for the Alpha Leadership live shows. Tuesdays, 11 a.m. Eastern. Such juicy, juicy stuff in the pipeline. So if you don't already know, September is all about time and energy management because that literally 98% of the women that come into my world, right? These amazing alpha women, badass leaders, they're intimidating and they know they're ready to go to the next level, but they are maxed out on time and energy, right? Like literally all the ambition in the world, they are completely maxed out. Hey, Aisha, maxed out on time and energy. So, of course, you know me, or if you don't, because you're new to my world, I will share. But I am all about getting to the root, getting to the root. But I'm getting ahead of myself. So hello, hello. We are in all the places today. We're on the Instagram, the Facebook community, YouTube. If you are new to me, first time joining, welcome to the Alpha Leadership Live Show. Like I said, Tuesdays, 11 a.m. Eastern for right now. Who knows how schedules change over time, but we should be locked in at least for a while. So be sure to schedule Tuesdays, 11 a.m. in your calendar, even if you can't make it live. That way you are sure to catch the replays because this is epic, juicy, no bullshit content right to the root, right? So say hello in the comments. Give me a hashtag replay if you are catching the replay. Let me know where are you joining us from. And like I said, where are you tuning in from? We're streaming in so many different places. So good. I will save time at the end for Q&A, so be sure to drop your questions in the comments as we go. And of course, if you catch the replay, feel free to comment as though you're watching it live. I will be sure to check back and answer any of those questions as they come up. So let me see here. Hey, Shelly! Right? You know what's funny, Shelly? I am always this epically jazzed up, right? So good, so good. But thank you, thank you, thank you. So if you are new to me, I am Stacey Rasky, best-selling author, speaker, Iraq War veteran, badass biker chick, and most importantly, soulful success coach, helping high-performing women who've plateaued shift from intimidating to influential, blah, 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 influential by unleashing their badass power, owning their divine alpha energy, and leading with soul to elevate impact, income, and empire. Because, right, we are here to do big things. The world is changing. They need you, women like you, to step up and shine and share your message. You've got a mission. You got to go big to do it, though, and nobody gets in your way but yourself. So that's all the content I share with you. How to get out of your own way, what's really going on, so you can shine like the beautiful, bright, amazing, badass star you are. But right before we get into today's juicy content, and you know me, I love to have those really fun titles. Like today, we're talking about the dark side of more time and freedom. Dun, dun, dun. Like literally reading Darth Vader's Death March because I am a sci-fi nerd. I love Star Wars and Star Trek and all that nerdy stuff. I love it. So, hey, Fort Lauderdale, Aisha, so good, right? I am currently just outside of Tampa, Florida. And it's so funny. I'd love to say, hey, it's the Sunshine State, but no, it is peak rainy season right now. So like every day has been actually like really gray and rainy, but I will take gray and rainy here any day over any of the other places I've lived. So awesome. So awesome. So, all right. So before we get into today's content, let me just like kind of highlight what we're going to be talking about today, right? Like I said, we're talking the dark side of more time and freedom, because, you know, before you make the shifts necessary to create more time and freedom, you got to know, why are you filling every freaking moment to begin with? Like, seriously. Because here's the thing. Every single one of the women I talk to, they've had full calendars for as long as they can remember. They've done the stuff, right? Drop in the comments if you've done like the planner, you've done the apps, you've done the timers, you've done time blocking, right? If you've done those different things and you're like, yep, whatever you've done in the past, maybe you're like, all of the above, sister. I've tried every way under the sun to manage my time and energy, and it just has not worked. Yes, Aisha, I did move to Florida. I am officially down here. I am a resident full-time. I'm here. I'm here. So we're definitely going to have to get together and visit soon. So there's a reason that you fill every single moment that you're available in your calendar, even when you're not available, right? So today's all about, if you're over the burnout, ready to take control of your time, of your energy, and make the time for you that the soul of who you are knows you need. You really desire that, but something's still getting in the way, right? Something getting in the way. So we'll talk about, right, why you're doing that, what really happens when you do have free time, the dark side, the real reason you're struggling to manage your time and energy, because like I said, all about the root. And of course, what is the most important shift you need to make to take control of your time and energy and finally allow the ease that you desire. Because high level, we love the idea of more time, more ease, more flow, more freedom. But when we get it, most of us don't know what to do with it. And so we just kind of, out of habit, avoid it. So yay. Oh, thank you so much, Aisha. Yay. Thank you. So it was a busy quarantine. You know, what do you do during quarantine? I relocate across the country. Like, that's what I do. Why stay put? So I am going to give you a disclaimer. I'm going to give you a warning about today. Today is going to be a no BS day. Of course, you've been following me for a while. You know I am a no fluff, no BS person, right? So I'm going to share some really tough truths along with what it takes to really make lasting change, right? No fluff, no sugarcoat it, which pretty much is my usual, but I think today's a little more because this is going to be a lot of looking in the mirror and getting real with yourself. So keep in mind, everything that I share with you always comes from a place of love and understanding because I've been in your shoes. Totally. I am sharing with you from experience, and you know me, I'm all about lead by example. So totally real, totally honest, and 100% no judgment. No judgment whatsoever. So before we get into today's content though, I do want to highlight, like, it was really, I found myself very emotional over the weekend when I learned about the loss of Chadwick Boseman, right? Amazing actor, amazing advocate, loved everything about him, his story, like just seeing what he did, shining brightly, and all the impact that he created is definitely one of those people that inspired me in many ways. So with his passing over the weekend, it was really, I had a lot of emotion around it, and I wasn't sure, you know, why I was so emotional. So of course, I'm like, lean into it, giving myself permission to feel all the feels and understand what's the message here. And what was really interesting was, or is, Chadwick Boseman's only 43. And then, like, my husband's best friend passed away of a massive heart attack at 44. Thursday is my birthday. Thursday, I turned 42. So, you know, coming around one of those landmark days in my own personal journey, you know, it was that beautiful reminder about time. Since we're talking about time all month, right? All month this month, we're talking about time. And so your current age does not matter. Only what you are called to do and how quickly you want to do it. It doesn't matter if you're 20 something or 60 something. What does matter is, what are you waiting for? What is getting in the way? What bullshit story, habit, or belief is getting in the way of you stepping into your power and confidence, your calling, and making the impact you're here to make? You've got that fire burning inside of you, but we got to break through those deep internal walls in order to really show up at that next level of visibility and authenticity. So what's getting in the way? That's the most important thing, because if you're called to go bigger, if you've got a message, a mission, an impact to make, nothing is stopping you but you. I allowed myself to get in my own way for 37 years. 37. And I will say, over the last 5 years, right, even the first 3 of those, even though I was doing deep inner work, I still was the governor on my own success, right? Like a governor on an engine that slows it from really kicking into overdrive. I was my own governor. So my question for you then is, what are you waiting for? Time. Tomorrow is no guarantee. No guarantee. And time is not a resource to waste or take for granted. Doing big things does not require a ton of time between you making a decision and you allowing it to happen, when you've got a rock solid commitment to taking aligned action and doing the inner work to get out of your own damn way. So that, my dear friend, is one of the things we will be talking about today. Hey, Courtney. Oh, yay. Done it all. Yes, Shelly, my assistant rocks though, right? I will be talking about that, right? So here's a little story about last week for me. Last week was same thing, bringing on way more team to take care of stuff in my business, to take care of all these things for me. And I did the spontaneous birthday trip. So Friday, doing the weekend at Universal Studios, feeling back to normal, even though I'll have to wear a mask the whole time. I don't care. Do some fun stuff. But I had this week full of ease and alignment, just following my inner guidance, trusting, following the nudges, had amazing connections, allowed all of these things to be super, super easy, full of flow. I loved it. And then by Friday, I have this completely open day. And I'm like, oh crap. I'm standing in the moment of experiencing, holy shit, I am literally living my goal, right? My desire was more freedom, more flow, more ease. I had an easy week. I outsourced. I let a travel expert book my weekend. Oh my God, it was the most easiest thing ever. I don't know why I'd never done it before. Bringing in team to take care of shit for me. I'm like, wow, set it and forget it. This is awesome. Connections, like allowing referrals to come in, pitches were coming into me. It was like, this is what I've always wanted. And there was a time in the middle of the day Friday where I had that oh shit moment out of habit, right? Old programming that's like, wait, now what do I do? I actually have ease. I have time. I have freedom. Now what? And again, because I'm such a nerd and I'm all about taking my lessons and sharing them with you, it was that moment of clarity of like, oh, here we go. This is where I'm butting up against that old story, that old programming that says I must be in a state of action. Things must be hard. I must be struggling, suffering, right? Like all that shit. And had to just go next level in giving myself permission to just have the ease that I want and the desire. But it's taken a long time and a lot of inner work to get to that place. And keep in mind, a long time is like a year. Really? Like a year. I mean, it's really not that long in the scheme of things. In 42 years, 1 year is a blip. But that's me leaning into that process and not always having the support, the right support that I needed to address those things. So it was that reminder of that's that dark side of time and freedom, is now you are alone with yourself. And then you're like, oh shit, now what? Right? So it took a little bit to settle in, and I reached out to my support system and did that quick check-in, did the fast reset, used my tools, boom, back on track, and literally had an entire 3 days of like chilling. And it was so amazing. So amazing. But there was still the hiccup through that. So have you ever had free time and actually felt kind of uncomfortable, right? Give me some hearts, some likes, or drop an emoji. Just say, yep, done that. Like, where I'm just like, now what? What do I do? Oh God. Or if you can't shut off your brain, if you've ever done that, like you go on vacation, you're trying to fall asleep, doing those things, but here you're still connected to the hustle, right? Emotionally and energetically, you're still checked into what's my assistant doing? What's my team doing? I still have an email, or maybe it's a working vacation because you can't really disconnect. Drop a comment in there. Yep. Yes, that is me. Or just say, hey, disconnect. Disconnect in the comments. We'll just go with that one, right? If you're like, nope. I get it. I've had those. And I've had those too, right? I've been at the gym and I, didn't hold to my boundaries that this was my sacred time, and I'm still responding to emails or listening to stuff, right? Can't totally disconnect. Now, keep in mind, like with your time and energy, here's the thing. You are 100%, 1,000% in control of your time and energy. No one else. You control it. You are the one that makes the choice on what you choose to fill your time. It doesn't matter if it's a day job, whether you went into that agreement for that job. Like you chose that. You are the one that dictates when you get up, when you go to bed. No, nobody else dictates that. And you might be like, no, but my kid, and blah, blah. No, you have your boundaries. You make your choices. What you choose to do, how you choose to use them. You always have a choice. Yes, we do prioritize certain important things, and that's your choice. You have to accept that you are sovereign over your time and your energy. You make the choices where it goes, period. But the cool thing is that where you feel like you're going through the burnout and all the crazy, you have the power to shift that. But like I said at the beginning, you got to address the root of why you're maxed out on time and totally draining your energy. Got to do that. All right, let's see here. Yay. Love this. So good. Okay. So, like I said, that's the dark side of more time and freedom, is that you're no longer distracted from you. That's what you've been avoiding. You have to face the most challenged relationship in your life when you stop the hustle or the action or the motion. Like when you stop doing and you just be with yourself. That's the most challenged relationship you have in your life, is the one with you. It's just the truth of who it is. Like I said, no BS today, hard truths. Hard truths. If your time and energy management is shit, it's because your relationship with yourself is the most challenged. But again, just like time, you've got control over it. You also have control over improving the relationship with you. Because that is about, if you stop the action, stop the motion, stop filling up your calendar, and you have that moment. If you're connecting to you, or what you're avoiding owning your truth, right? When you have that time that you stop and you're just being with you, it deeply challenges, or owning your truth deeply challenges the masks that you wear and the deep walls that keep you safe. That's the truth. If you get to know you, really get to know you, and you begin to go own your truth and your identity, the constructs that we have that have allowed us to stay in our little safety zone It challenges that, right? So our little primitive brain is like, no, no, don't do that. Stay and hustle, because we got to avoid having this alone time with ourselves. Because that means getting to know your power and your identity in order to unleash that on the world and create the impact you're here to make. Truth, truth, truth. So, point number 1 today. Got 3. Great. Point number 1 today is pretty much summing up what I just said, right? You're habitually staying booked, busy, burned out because you're avoiding time with you. And just because we trade one for another, just because, and I've seen this a lot where some of the women have an amazing team and they're able to leverage their team and get themselves out of their business. So all they do is start filling their calendar with other stuff. Now it's running the kids around. Now it's learning a language and doing this and doing that. Like, they're still hustling. It just looks different. They're still avoiding. Their calendar's super full. They're still not experiencing the ease and the flow, the ease and the freedom that they want. So just be mindful. You might be like, but I already did that. Sometimes we trade one devil for another, right? We still are in that same habit of being overbooked all the time and overly available to everyone else. But that's because you're avoiding that time with you. So as I've said quite a few times, the biggest mask we wear is the one with ourselves, right? And you know that the mask is there when you've got the invisible ceiling that you keep hitting, the plateau, when working towards your next big goals. When you've got that giant calling, but you're like, oh yeah, but, right? The big but. It's the wall, the deep wall that you have blocking you from you. It looks like being available to everyone and everything, but you. And you might be like, oh, but I schedule the massage and I get my hair done and I get my nails done. That does not mean you're nurturing your relationship with you. You're still not available to you, the relationship. Because there's doing the actions, there's going through the motions. And then there's actually breaking down the wall and learning to connect to yourself deeply, falling in love with you deeply in order to shine and serve. Huge difference. And keep in mind, staying in that hustle, staying overbooked, avoiding that relationship with yourself, staying in that doing is a socially acceptable form of addiction. If anything that we do to avoid the relationship with ourselves falls under the umbrella of addiction, that is a hard truth. But it's workaholic. Workaholic. Now, workaholic can have a very different look in people's lives. But if you're always busy, always doing, anything that you engage in to avoid your emotions, avoid connecting to you, that's the fix. The fix is action, right? Action. Or if you've ever taken that time for you, you go get your hair done, you get, the nails done or whatever. And as soon as you're done, gotta check the email, right back to work, right? Check the emails on the social media, respond to the thing, whatever it is, right? Because we feel guilty for taking that disconnect time. Sometimes we've got the guilt before you even go on vacation. Oh my God, my business, my clients, whatever, right? But again, nurturing that relationship with you, connecting to you, challenges the safety of the wall, the internal wall. And so it's really scary to look on the other side of the wall, right? What is on the other side? It's scary to look into our dark places, the stuff that we avoid within ourselves. But that's where your power comes from. Your power comes from the places within ourselves that we avoid. And so instead, by keeping it walled off and staying disconnected from our truth, we disempower ourselves. And so the symptom is no time management, no energy management, running on empty. So number two, you're hitting against the deep worthiness wounds that keep you gaslighting yourself and your own success. Because if we're not managing our time, hey, how's it going? Hi, Tina. How's it going? If you are not managing your time and energy, you are gaslighting yourself and your success. And the reason you're doing it is because that wall is protecting the deep worthiness wounds on the other side. So that lack of time is fueled by that fear of success, right? Those worthiness wounds that say, I'm not good enough, worthy, deserving, responsible enough. I don't want to sacrifice anything else, give up anything to reach that next level. It's the same story that plays out. And that's what's hiding behind that wall, that mask we wear with ourselves. So it's the old stories. It's the generational patterns that keep you from shining bright, owning your truth, and being the influential leader you are called to be at that next level. So it's the stories like success must be hard, or I've got to work hard in order to earn money, right? Or, more money requires hard work, or action equals value, right? Hello, high achievers. That's where we get the validation, through the action, through the achievement. Or there's even the old stories and programming that say you've got to struggle to prove your worth and deservability. So we're great at tons of external success. It looks amazing. But yet we're still struggling internally because you've got the burnout, right? You literally create systems to set yourself up to continue to struggle. The burnout, the lack of energy, no time, always reacting, putting out fires, or just a simple lack of fulfillment because there's not enough ease and flow, or the lack of fulfillment because not fully connected to the truth of who you are. So drop in the comments if any of that just resonated with you. Hit stories, just share stories. Be like, yep, sister, I see where some of those stories are still playing out. And that's why we've got the time management challenges happening, because I know there's this old story that says, I got to be in a hustle. I got to work hard. I got to prove it, right? Stories. Let's see here. Stuff coming up. Oh, thank you, Shelly, on the relocation. Yes. So, hey, that's me, right? That's me. Yes. Absolutely. So, all right. The third and final thing, this is the most important one, because having that moment on Friday, I would not have been in the place to work through it quickly had I not in the past asked for help, and had I not quickly and immediately on Friday reached out to my support system. So shifting the root stuff that I've talked about today, the big shift to quickly solving that is to invest in support, whoever that is for you. I mean, I get it. Alpha women love to be in control. You are fully capable. You have an inner rebel that says, I am fiercely independent. I am a control freak. I'm great at so many things. I can do this on my own. And I guarantee you, you will be successful eventually. So we're like, I know that's a guarantee, so I don't need to ask for help. I can do it on my own, right? You will get there eventually. But hitting those stories all the time that it has to be hard or that it has to take a long time. Nothing will change unless you do something different. The planner's not going to work. The time blocking's not going to work. The timer apps are not going to work because it's only addressing the symptoms. It's why they don't work long term. You've got to change the internal systems and the programming, right? The mindset, the beliefs, and the boundaries that create the lasting change, allowing you to be the woman who is being, doing, and having it all that you desire, right? All of it allows the ease, who embodies the divine feminine alpha power and confidence to be the influential leader that creates all of her desires. But to do that, you must connect to your truth, your true identity. Absolutely. Hitting or doing it quickly requires support, whoever that is for you. Because like I said, you're 100% in control of your time and energy, but until you address the beliefs blocking you from doing that and building the boundaries you need to hold to it, you'll stay stuck behind the mask with yourself. And that is the deep stuff that you cannot DIY if you want results now. 100%. Like I said, you're an alpha woman. You'll get there eventually. But do you want it to be in a couple of years? Or would you prefer to allow it to be days, weeks, or months? I don't know. It's you only know your fire and your passion, your ambition. What is that? How quickly do you want to take off the mask with yourself? And that's the secret sauce to what I do. That's a little bit different. It's why the clients that I work with start getting results on day one, not just shifting their time management, but also their relationship with time, their relationship to themselves while creating those strong boundaries. It's how I'm different from everyone else because my signature process and methodology is designed for alpha women and what they need to be successful quickly. Nobody else does what I do the way I do it. There's lots of people who serve bold, brave, ambitious, high-performing women, but not in the way that alphas need to shift their relationship with time. That's just the difference. But you may already have someone else. Because if you've been following me for a while, everything that I share about is about doing less, not more. And that scares the shit out of you. Seriously, if you've been in that time management trap, if you've been in the toxic hustle, not doing that is a habit that would require breaking. And that's scary because you don't know who you'd be without those habits, without the constant busy for the sake of being busy, right? I mean, seriously, this is about identity, who you are deep down. Because it's those scary places, right? If we do work together, it's about discovering your identity and unleashing the authentic, powerful alpha you that creates the impact, gives yourself permission to have what you desire, and has massively successful empire that doesn't require a ton of time or effort. Again, that can be scary. I know every one of the women I talk to, they want that. They want to disconnect from their businesses. They want more free time. But again, the idea of actually having it, that dark side of like, but now what? Who the hell am I going to be without the hard work? So keep that in mind. And a lot of you, you're in my world and you love my content. You can consume this content like crazy. You know, if it resonates with you and it helps you understand yourself, that is freaking phenomenal. Seriously, you can implement everything that I share and get results. But keep in mind, without guidance, support, and accountability, it's going to be slower than if you had it. It's just a reality. And so many of you have invested in support. You know the value when it's the right support. So having the support and guidance to implementing your success plan. If you're not investing in support with someone, you're rejecting the easy button to your success. Because remember, that's hitting that old story, because success must be hard. Must be hard. So we're talking about everything that I'm sharing with you. That's why I said today's no bullshit hard truths today, because we're hitting the exact wall. We're hitting the mask today that you are wearing with yourself. The symptom is the time and energy. That's the wall. You know, all the stuff that we're talking about is hitting the wall that's blocking your next level of success, allowing what you desire. And no matter how much I am in your head helping you with those personal breakthroughs, that doesn't mean you'll adopt these great concepts as your truth, right? The lessons as your truth. That's the embodiment piece. You've got to be willing to be able to break down the wall in order to allow this stuff to become part of your truth. And in that process, you really owning your truth. That's why over time, no matter what changes you make, you'll end up back at the old habits, right? Because you cannot break down that wall alone, completely, or quickly. Got to have guidance and support. You know, it really hit home yesterday when my client shared with me her beautiful success. The biggest success that she had was saying how she was so proud of and has fallen in love with the woman in the mirror. And that's why it was so important for me to talk about this today, because that's that identity piece, breaking down the wall that she had with herself. I mean, that's the ultimate ROI and the foundation to confidence, visibility, and wealth consciousness. Wealthy in every way. Breaking down the wall with yourself, taking off the mask. So if everything I have shared resonated with you and you're ready to quickly create the ease and freedom you desire, elevate your impact and empire, and get to know and fall in love with the real you, send me a message, right? Let's connect in the DMs. And you may have somebody else that you follow. I encourage you, ask for help. Whoever that person is for you, it's time to kick your success into overdrive and break down those walls. But again, if that's me, let's connect. We'll chat about what might be the best fit for you. So now I am going to go through the questions, if any. I know I did some big crazy truth bombs today. And of course, for those of you in my amazing, amazing Divine Femme Alpha community, this will be in the unit section of the community. So you can always access the replay later. If you have any questions, you know that's where the best place to get support and guidance and accountability with each other. I know a lot of you have been connecting and supporting each other, which has been amazing. And of course, you know, I'm always answering questions there. We're always connecting in Messenger and pointing you to where you need to go. So let's see here. Oh, Joe, hey, so good to see you. All right, let's check out these comments. Let's see here. What else do we have? Okay, all of the above, yes. Oh, no BS, Jay, so good. Yep, that's me. Yes, I am definitely a character in those stories. I always feel like I have to prove myself or earn my stripes. Yeah, exactly. And that is the biggest set of stories and programming that keep us trapped in the toxic hustle and in the burnout cycle of not managing our time. Because having an organized calendar with lots of free space is great, but that's the symptom or the result of doing the deep inner work to break through the stories, to shift the relationship with yourself and balance your energy, the masculine, feminine energy, in order to have really good boundaries. Really good boundaries. Like, there's a process to taking off the mask with yourself and dismantling the wall. You can do it quickly, but there is a process because you're hitting the deepest safety alarms, right? Anytime we start making those changes, we've got that primitive brain going, no, not safe, not safe, not safe. So we go into sabotage cycles. We disempower ourselves by doing too much, prioritizing others, or not fully disconnecting from work or whatever else and allowing yourself the ease and the freedom that you want. Because, right, that's that dark side of, all right, if I am actually free to do what I want, now I have to get to know myself. And that is the biggest thing we avoid. So if it's time to get to know you, the next level of you and your success, your identity, all of that, and allow that stuff to happen quickly, I would love to chat with you about what that looks like and if I can support you on that journey. And like I said, you may have somebody else in your world that you're like, ooh, that's my person. That's my person. That's fine. Reach out to whoever that is if the fire is burning and you are ready to rock 2020. So we have 4 months left, and time is can you do this now? You can if you allow it to be easy. If you ask for help, you can blow this year out of the water, right? Okay, beautiful, beautiful questions. All right, I went a little long today, but like I said, with talking about Chadwick Boseman and time and all of that stuff, and like I said, a no BS day, sometimes it just gets intense. So as always, remember, you are enough. Stay tuned. Next Tuesday, we'll be rocking some more time and energy management. So keep in mind, all the stuff that we'll be talking about, we'll be addressing different parts of those roots. We may get into some tips, tricks, hacks. Not sure what I'll be inspired to share. So stay tuned. 11 a.m. Eastern every Tuesday. So thank you so much for joining me. I'll be sure to answer any other questions that come in, and have an amazing week since we're early in the week, and I'll see you next week.